Early on, when QHS was first forming, Darlene grasped the fact that the tests she was performing validate the QT wave is working, miraculously for some and subtly for most. The benefits, though, couldn't hide from the member reports and graphs. She knew that her graphs and reports would show the story of healing and set out to visibly prove the quantum twine wave effect works. For those tested showing no benefit, this was a motivation to discover why. We are not diagnosing, treating, or prescribing from a medical standpoint. This is for educational purposes only. Hey everyone, welcome to the BioScan project with Darlene. And today she's super excited to have Connie and Wayne in the house. So, hey Darlene. Hello, Connie and Wayne. Thank you so much for coming. You're muted, my dear.
So yeah, Connie and Wayne, we're gonna take you guys on a journey here. I have been testing them for over 2.5 years. They live here in Florida, and you know, when we look at these reports, they are telling the story. So you know, their discovery and how they're recovering is over time is really showing some great results here. Well, I'm going to take you guys on this journey. And as I was going over these reports, I myself was, when I'm comparing all these reports, it's amazing how people are recovering. And so, Wayne, I'm going to feature yours first. So I'm going to show you, this is like he had, these are 10 visits that occurred. And this was back in September of 2022. This is when we started wearing the white device. Remember that, Connie and Wayne? Remember that? So when they first came to me, when I started first doing the survey, as you can see, I don't know if a lot of you know that, you know, we're talking about different phases here. And this is based on a homotoxicology chart that the software was designed around. And basically, when you're in the first 2 phases, that's balance. When you're in 3 and 4, that's the biological division. That's where diet and exercise aren't working. And when you're in 5 and 6, let's just say you're in trouble. So basically, you're not absorbing nutrients, your tissues are degenerating, and that's what I'm measuring. I'm measuring basically the inflammation of that tissue, according to what organ it's pinpointing to. So as you can see here, Wayne, you know, he was having some nutritional issues. This is at the beginning. And then we took him like the next month. So they live closer. So he was able to come sooner. And, you know, some of his numbers moved to the balance phase. And then here he is back in November of that same year of 22. And here in 23, you see a lot of his numbers moving into balance. Still, his urogenital were staying, you know, pretty much in the weakened phase, but those are areas that he's been addressing over time. Now, when we get into the next page, so here, okay, that's 22, here's 23. You can see where a lot of his numbers are he's still improving. His inflammation is decreasing. And here again, you know, that was March. And then in May of 23, a lot of his numbers are still, you know, there's areas to address nutritionally, but most of his numbers are in the second phase. Okay, well, here we are, 23. You see him reverting back. Well, what happened there? Remember that, Connie? Remember, your devices were broken, you didn't have them, we were waiting for the white device. So I was testing them as this was going on, and I wanted to see if, you know, if these frequencies, by not having them 24/7 on your body, if they were going to go back, you know, the inflammation was going to go back to what it was when they first started. And that's what we're showing here. So that went on. And then here we go. Here's now. Let's see here. Okay. So this is January of this year. Can everybody see that? So he got us 2 white devices. Well, this was when you were wearing one. And then this was Saturday. We we tested them this week, and both of them, their numbers are going back to what they were. Their inflammation's decreasing. Now Wayne's got a little bit of areas like the digestive, the liver, the nervous system. So these are things that are pertaining, and his energy's low. He's not outside as much because the heat's really bad here. It's hard to get out and exercise here. It's just so hot right now. So Wayne, you want to say anything, what you're feeling right now? You want to add to it? Oh, I can't. Connie, you're muted. Can't hear. Well, when you get that fixed, okay, we'll hear you when you get that fixed. So let me go to something I really want to show people. This is really good to see. Okay, Wayne, this is from Saturday when we tested you from what you were, 2 years ago. You want to say anything, how you're feeling now?
So, but through the last 2.5 years, I've noticed that my prostate has gone down to where I don't get up and go to the bathroom a lot. I was healed of cancer with a sinus. They wanted to operate on it right away. And, just overall general feeling of well-being, if you will.
And this is where he was in the red with his gallbladder and his kidneys. Yeah.
Right. So, and of course, I have a new and improved wife. That always makes things nice. Quantum saved our marriage. Yeah. She doesn't beat me near as much as she used to.
Right. So as you can see this chart here, remember when we tested your teeth? And that was pinpointing to the urogenials and the kidneys at that time. So did you do any teeth work? Did you have any?
Lots of teeth work. I'm still paying it off. And now I just have been going back to the last, I had all kinds of crowns and there was $5,000 worth of teeth work.
Okay.
And everything. And now I went back and I have no cavities.
So that was back when, that was back in, I think it was October of 23, we tested the teeth. And so that, when you look at your health, you want to look at your teeth because each tooth pinpoints to an organ. So by him addressing his teeth, because this is what he was, and this was showing inflammation of the kidneys and the urogenials. And now he's in a different phase now. He's in a more balanced phase, which if I can find it here, that was the last report. So this is showing, that's the endocrine. Here we are, right here. So you can see his inflammation is decreasing. So, over time, it does take time and we don't really know. I mean, when our organs are inflamed, this type of testing is preventative work and it tells you things before it happens. So what he did is he addressed his oral hygiene and went to the dentist. And then he also is nutritionally, he has a wife that keeps him on his nutrients, but you're doing that too, Wayne. I know you're on your own there. So that's why I wanted to show that report, because back when I was testing the teeth, that really had a lot of factors to how each organ I was pinpointing that was inflamed is correlating with the teeth. And then let's see here. Now, this is what I do when, so since his organs were, pretty much balanced, but he had some stress levels. So what this test does, it just mainly, I kind of do a personalized homeopathy type tincture, and that helps him cope with his stress. So, you may be balanced, you may be in the green, but yet you're encountering stressors constantly. So what this software does. It pretty much scans, and then I can pretty much design a way that, you know, I can put nutrients in there. But right here, you know, his interior ear, his, you know, a lot of things were in the red. That means, you know, that's what he's fighting now. That's what his body is saying. I'm under stress. These are areas of stress. And then when I give them the tincture, and as they take the tincture every day, it just helps them cope. So it's energetic work that complements the QT Wave device along with that. And that, you know, with people that can come to me personally, I can do that for them. So that's, you know, is if you find that interesting, because a lot of times you'll feel like, oh, I'm under stress, I'm not feeling the device, it's not working. But there's, you know, things that we encounter day to day. And how do you cope with it? And when you can cope with it if you know what you're on, well, what kind of stress you're under. So basically it picked up some Chinese herbs. There's some energetics here. And so a lot of times you can be taking a vitamin C, for example. And then if you get an energetic form of vitamin C, it just complements it and says, yes, the body receives it, and then it can support that organ and it can counteract inflammation that way. And that's how I use these tinctures for people. Any questions on that type of testing? This is what I was doing with the hair samples. So that was really nice to, you know, but really the BioScan that I'm doing now is more in detail. So we're
a question.
Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Darlene, and this beautiful couple, Connie and Wade. Really quick question. Are those tinctures, Darlene, when you express that where it's assisting us coping, right? Does it also assist energetically to clear those perceived blockages, if you will?
Well, what it does, it calms down your body of water, and then your body can adjust. It just helps you to be more responsive. So in homeopathy, your problems are your remedy. So what I'm doing is I'm giving them back their problems with a remedy, and as they take the tincture, it reinforces it, and then the device receives it. So it's just all complementary. That's how it works. Just like the Twine effect and the different frequencies that we're receiving. So, you know, it does help with your nerves. It calms the body down. So a lot of times, you know, when you get, you know, when you're here and you receive it, how did you feel, Wayne, when you left Saturday? How did it make you feel?
Oh, that day I didn't have a nap. Someday I have 2 naps.
You had to have a nap. Okay.
But
and that's what a lot of people say, like they can be sitting in my chair. So I'm not, you know, a lot of times I have a tag that I have on and I didn't wear it that day, but I call myself a stress reduction manager. So if you can manage your stress, then you can live in a better place, because stress and inflammation is the leading causes of all diseases. So if you can counteract stress, you're pretty much helping your body heal. And that's what we're noticing with the QT Wave device, because it is helping with emotions. It is helping with stress. So we need frequencies. We need energetic remedies as well. I mean, I find that we need both. And a new, you know, but when you've got the perfect female and male, and you have these cells and they're regenerating our cells, eventually we won't need nutrients as much. But right now we're living in a different world. You know, it's, you know, and this is helping. It's just helping people cope better. I know I have to have my tincture.
I take mine.
Okay.
So
if you can find somebody that's personal, you know, that would be better.
Real quick, so it's that energetic, again, like the frequency, like the wave that Dr. A, this beautiful, like whole quantum healing systems concept. It's really assisting us, assisting ourselves in based on our intention as well. Is that so? We empower ourselves as well, but this helps amplify, like intensify, magnify our empowerment is in healing.
Right. It's like, I call it a virtual vaccination, that's giving your body, it helps with the immune system. It's just
Aw.
helping. And it's just like your computer. When your computer has viruses in it, you wipe it out and then the computer can run smoother. That's what we're doing here.
Thank you
Because
so
think of
much.
your body as a biocomputer. So as I test people, their body, that's a computer, speaks to my computer, and I'm the interpreter. So then I tell them, okay, these are the stresses. We're not diagnosing here. It's a diagnostic test.
Yeah.
But, and I'm not saying, oh, they have this problem or they have that problem. It's a matter of a lot of problems. We can't just pinpoint it, and that's not what I do, So if you just can address most of the stresses, then your body can cope. And yeah, you're going to encounter more stressors, but in the meantime, it's saying, okay, you had these stressors, now, time to make more, because every time I test people, it's a whole different ball game. I mean, he could have come back, Wayne could have come back, and Connie the next day, and it would probably show more green. Okay, so a lot of times if I give the frequencies and I go back and I retest those same areas, it shows, oh, it's calming the body down, it's working. So I get the green light. But this is Connie's reports here. We want to go here, and basically this is when she started, the same time. It was September of 22, and you can see how she had inflammation. She was addressing nutritional deficiencies, and then here on October, she decreased. So a lot of her areas here, let's see, I'll make that bigger so everybody can see. So her lymph drainages, her urogenital, all that, her liver. So she was correcting her digestive health. Her digestive health went into balance. And then here she is, the same. This is 23. So you can see her getting better here. And then, let's see. That's 23. Okay, she was, okay, so here we are back like Wayne's charts when they didn't have their device and hers was broken or something. I don't know, I forgot what happened, but, and then you were waiting for the white device. And so we were all waiting. And so her inflammation went back to what she was back in 22. Okay. So we shot what I proved there, and I did a video on that, and it's in the QHS video area. But it showed by being without the device and the frequencies were going back and reverting back to what she was in 22, even though she was doing the same nutritional plan that she was accustomed to. So here we got 23. I guess you got your device back and it's showing, she's better. And here she is in 24. Look at this. So, her inflammation decreased. Now, let me tell you, these, you guys are, well, Wayne, you're not in your 80s yet, but Connie's in her 80s. They are testing like a 30-year-old. Your inflammation is your true age. We've always been told that, right? Even Dr. Oz, but could anybody tell you what your inflammation was? No. Now we can measure your inflammation, and for two people in that age bracket to be testing like this is phenomenal. They're my prodigy students.
I'll say.
Yeah, and the endocrine, of course, she's addressing, hormones, but, she's a grandmother. She, Connie, you want to talk and tell us what you're doing right now? that you've helped your body over the years, how to cope with stress?
Well, I was really blessed in that I had a grandmother who was from Germany, and we had gardens and we grew things, and she was into herbs.
Wait, you're reverbing.
And
Yeah, you're
so my
speaking.
grandmother was into herbs, and we had fresh food, from the garden and all. And so I was raised that way to, better eat and take care of your body so that you have a healthy, long life. And my mom was 95, and when she died, she didn't have any health problems. She just went home to the Lord in her sleep. So I mean, no pharmaceuticals. The only thing that the doctor wrote a prescription for was bromelain, and she took 8 bromelains a day spread out. And so Wayne and I really work at, trying to be healthful. Our middle daughter really didn't listen too well. As we worked hard to be examples for the children. She's going through chemo, and she's supposed to go through radiation in September. And we're ministers, and we have been faithfully, praying, that she'll go and, have some friends either that are going to witness and share, and she has had some, but that she'll get revelation, that she'll get truth, because God created our bodies to heal. And so Wayne and I really watch our words, what we speak over each other, and edify, build up other people, and try to be an example. So, and we have Sarasota Airport now, and we are getting, biochemical things that we shouldn't be getting. And so, we have to work a little harder at hydrating more, and we do ozonated water, and just, well, our house is like a home health center. We have an infrared sauna, we have lymph machine, we have inversion boards besides.
And also you do frequency work too. You're
Yes.
familiar with the spooky too. You use that.
And I studied health and hygiene, and I've gotten a degree in, dietary, and did reflexology too. So we know, where to pinpoint or to check and see how we're doing, or to foot detoxing. So we do as much as we're, being exposed to knowledge-wise, to go and address and take care of our bodies.
Well, it's showing, and it's, for your age is really not your age. I can say that. I can vouch for that because I test a lot of people in different age groups. And a lot of our younger groups, they test worse than the parents. So that's the sad thing about, when I'm doing this kind of work, because that's what I saw. And of course, the diet and sugar and all that involved. Even though the parents were healthy, the children weren't testing as well. So I'm real happy to show this. And I want to show her, we tested her teeth as well. And let's see here. So basically it was coming up. Now, this was her inflammation at the beginning. So I just went by the first visit, which, well, this is number 10. Wait, no, that's 11. Okay, let's see here. Okay, 13. This was, okay, I want to show the comparison chart. So as you can see, her inflammation still is, she still has stress, but nothing is in the red. Nothing's weakened. So, and these are stressed. So these are just areas that are showing the stressed organs. And then as we went to the next chart, okay, this was Saturday. So you can tell, basically she's staying in the stress level. And then right here, when I went to that tooth, well, that was your lymphatic system. That was the tooth that was causing that inflammation in your lymphatic system. So, and she's using the sauna, she's sweating. And
Is
then we
it
got,
possible, Darlene, is it possible to have too much stress from detox, like doing the sauna too much or doing things too much that would increase that stress?
no, I disagree on that.
No, that was a question. I was just trying to figure out why.
You wanna address all your stressors, and then, you can't really do too much. The body will warn your system. I know there's programs where they go in a sauna for 4 hours, and we all know, yeah, and it's good. But, if you go in for 30 minutes for 3 times a week, that's not too much. That's not too much. But what is encountering here, it was her dental. And dental issues are a big issue that I want to really pinpoint to people, really address what's going on in your mouth. Because a lot of times, if you have areas that you just feel like you're not getting anywhere, look at your teeth and find out what tooth is causing that issue. I just got with a holistic dentist. Finally, I found one here, and I'm going to be able to complete my certification with testing the teeth, because now I had to be under a bioidentical, well, basically a holistic dentist here in order to complete my certification. So I found someone that will endorse me, and that was really good. But your teeth do tell the story. And so basically she was under stress. And so what I did was I scanned, okay, so seeing all the stress in the red, I scanned for Bach flowers. And basically she pulled up, and then we added some flowers to her tincture. And how are you feeling taking your tincture?
I feel great, sleeping very well. I do want to interject here. It was about 30 years ago. My bottom molar, the one the dentist wanted to go into a root canal, and it spread to the other two. So my bottom right, I don't have two molars down there. I'm really looking forward to the med bed when we get our quantum healing bed, so that because I never put an artificial prosthetic in my mouth. And Wayne and I do baking soda, we do peroxide, we do coconut pulling, and so we try to stay on top of it. And I had 5 oral surgeons tell me that the other uh, oral dentist had, not done a good job in routing out those teeth, because they were trying to get me to keep those teeth. And I wound up getting cancer. So I warn friends, and I say, well, this is my experience, and I've had other friends who have, come down with cancer, and like Wayne, with the sinus, it actually was from one of the teeth that had gotten badly infected. So it's a wisdom call, to check, and I'm so grateful, that Darlene has the capability to go and do what she's doing and show the proof on your teeth of what's happening.
Also, when we scanned you last Saturday, with that being the case, I pinpointed parasites. Now, the parasites can be in your mouth, it can be in your gums. And a lot of times, parasites like water, they go to the brain. So yeah, addressing parasites like gargling with MMS, that is a really good way of getting rid of parasites in the mouth. Yeah.
And we have a cat. She's an indoor cat, but we do have a pet. And I've had other holistic doctors that, we purposely didn't tell them, because we had heard them talking, to other friends of ours that at that time their dog was alive. And they said, you're showing a lot of parasites. And, she did make changes in her diet, and taking more tinctures and things and herbs. And black walnut, wormwood, oregano, MMS, doing the coconut plant. So it is a process, and it's a lifestyle, you know, of body maintenance of what we all do, you know, trying to stay healthier. And I'm grateful that at 84 that I feel, you know, as good and healthy as I do. And our middle daughter that's 57, she'll say, "Mom, I hope, you know, that I have as much energy as you do." And I'm grateful for the energy levels that I do have.
You're a good example.
And you look amazing.
Yes. And Wayne's trying to still keep up with her, even though she's older than him.
Have fun with that. That's keeping it young.
So, yeah, so what these reports are showing, you know, they are decreasing in inflammation. And, you know, what I'm hoping, you know, and I'm visioning this, that the V9 is going to put us all in that first phase. So that's my goal for everyone. And these reports are really showing that over time, we're getting younger. We're not getting older. So I'm measuring the inflammation, improving that. And when we have people that are saying they don't feel it, yeah, you're not going to feel it. But over time, it's the little things. It's all of a sudden you'll be doing something that you just said, oh my gosh, I'm doing this. You know, I have a guy that I'm going to feature next time, and he, you know, his back is doing better. He was having trouble, and he didn't think it was working, but then all of a sudden he's doing what he didn't think he would be doing. So, yeah, and now we're going to be getting frequencies that are going to project even more, and it's going to help us even more. So now with these tests and the research that we're doing, the recovery is going to even show amazing results, and we're going to feel it. We're going to all be talking about it, not just seeing these reports. But I would advise, if you guys are, you know, if you can get this kind of testing done personally in your area. And the link is at the bottom of your, my BioScan page. And they'll find a locator, and they'll find a person in your location that can do this. Now, it's not cheap, and doing these, you know, but it's worth it. And I did it for years before I even, you know, it saved my life. So it pretty much gives you a roadmap of how to address your health if you want to perfect your health and really know how these frequencies are working for you.
I'll go ahead and post the link in the Zoom chat so I can make it easy for everyone if they want to find a local practitioner. Does anybody else have questions? Are you ready for questions, Darlene?
Yes, I'm ready.
Can I add one thing? And you see my little puppet. But at night, because I had fallen when our daughter moved, I was helping her move, and there was like a hole in the cement, and my shoe caught, and I went flying, and I landed on my right wrist. And I took pictures of how it looked. But that night I started, you know, having my device in my white sock, and I can turn it over. And then the other sock, we had a precious cat that all of a sudden, you know, turned violent and attacked me in the back of my leg. And I have a scar, you know, that's healing there. So I put the device in the sock at night, and I put little pillows in between my legs anyway, because that's healthier for your blood pressure and your blood to circulate while you're sleeping. So I'm making that suggestion. So if you all, you know, sometimes the doctors will say, oh, you've got arthritis in your left thumb. And I'm going, well, you know what? I don't have a problem with my left thumb at all. And I'm canceling that in Jesus' name. I'm not receiving that I have arthritis. But anyway, so I do little foam balls and do the little exercise in the morning on the counter in the bathroom. And I have them there so that, you know, you can the pressure points are in your palms of your hand, just like your feet. So it's really good for your circulation to do those things. And I had gone to a physical therapist, and I said, well, how long do you think I'm going to need to continue doing exercise? She said, well, Connie, I really recommend that you do it the rest of your life. And I went, oh, okay. Well, that is her specialty, and wisdom wise, I listen. And I'm thankful, that I've kept up, and that, I don't have any problems with my hands. A little bit once in a while with this left one that I fell 2 months ago. So I praise God for the device and for how it's helping, my hand to continue to get stronger and stronger.
Nice. You're amazing, Connie. I mean, seriously, like I almost want to just have you come on WOW to give us a class on, how all the secrets that you've learned growing up and the things that you've implemented to be so healthy at, 84. It's beautiful.
Thank you. Well, in January, and this is funny when you started talking about wow, because I hear the Lord, and He said to me, He goes, watch my wows. And I said, He goes, yes, my works of wonder. And He's been doing so many miracles. So when I heard you say wow, I went, yay for Tracy.
Aw, that's so
wow,
beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. That's beautiful.
And they're givers. They give time. They help people all the time. While I was testing Wayne, somebody was calling and needing help. I mean, they give their time, and they are loving people. It's been a pleasure.
Well, each one, and likes attract, and we feel very blessed. We've known Cynthia a long time, and I'm very grateful, for Darlene, and we are so blessed that, we're almost neighbors and that we have quality time together, and she knows it. We're here for her and her husband.
Thank you.
And their precious dog and 2 kitty cats.
That's awesome. Yeah, thank goodness she has that kitty cat. Okay, so questions can go to either Connie, I don't see Wayne right now, but either to Connie or Darlene. So go ahead, Olivia, you're up.
Thank you. Yeah, she is amazing. I only wish that were me. I couldn't hear her very well. When she was talking about the holistic dentist, are they able to give you tinctures, or is it only someone in Darlene's line of work that would do the holistic tinctures for your teeth while you're waiting to get, work done or whatever?
It would have to be somebody that has the software that I'm using to do that.
Okay, so the holistic dentist, it doesn't do that. They just do the dental work.
Like I'll be testing for a holistic dentist. So they hire people like me to test for them, because it's like I'm the radiologist, I'm doing things that they don't have time for. Yeah.
If I went to a holistic dentist to have him check my horrible mouth, he could refer me to someone who could
possibly
help while I'm waiting.
If you live in Texas, where do you live? I forgot where you live.
Arizona.
Oh yeah, you should probably, you would find somebody there that can do what I'm doing.
Okay.
There's plenty of testers in Arizona.
And Olivia, I just posted the link in the Zoom chat, so you guys don't have to go looking for it. So then you can just click on the link and put in your information and find something there.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Linda and Ted.
Hello.
Right. This is a question for Darlene. I have a massive lot of dental issues, and I do go to a biological holistic dentist. And she'd probably get involved in this. I explained to her she's quite awake and knows, what's going on. And what is something that they can do? Like, how would I get her to help me participate in this so that I can get more information on what's going on with my dental issues that you can't do because I'm too far away from you?
Well, they would, you would go in for a visit and then they would do a diagnostic on each tooth and then get a reading of what tooth is causing the most inflammation. And then they can also find out what particles, what materials are causing that inflammation. And then your dentist would, consult with you as far as if you need to remove that tooth. Like a lot of times people can have a crown and there's bacteria in that tooth and it's a dead tooth, you might as well, but it's affecting that certain organ. It depends on, where that tooth is. And they would address that. And then a person like me, I could, I would just look at what materials, and then we would get some kind of remedy. And basically, let's just say I put zeolite for metals, and we just go in there and, we energetically put the remedy in there with the problem. And then you take that tincture, well, that's just going to help you cope. But to actually get the results, you're going to have your holistic dentist, diagnose what you need from there. So what is he saying?
Does it help? She, what would, well, everything. She doesn't know really where to start. I mean, I have everything that you don't want in your mouth going on there, from terrible childhood dentistry. But I was just wondering if she could work with you. I mean, you have a dentist, a holistic dentist. I mean, if I got the scan done and then she knew she was participating in this, would it be useful or helpful to have one of them on board with you?
Well, you would have to have a dentist that knows and understands these tests. That's the hard part, because this software just came out probably about 5 years ago. Dawn Ewing, who I knew, she wrote the book, Let the Tooth Be Known. And she was working with holistic dentists in Houston, Texas. So, and she would go in as they removed the amalgams. And once they removed the amalgams, she would go in and do the testing. And if there was still particles in there, if she was picking up a reading, then they would go back and make sure that that amalgam was totally removed before they would, put a crown in or whatever the person needed. But with your issue, I would just be working with a holistic dentist right now. And a lot of times, and look at what tooth is causing your problem. And there is a chart. There's also, I have an app, and you can go in and just pick that tooth and it'll tell you exactly what organ and what is causing your issues. So overall, your health.
Oh, that'd be helpful.
But as far, you would have to have somebody working hand in hand, like me working with the dentist, and then you'll get better results that way.
But I just wondered if that's something you would want to do with her, if she would like to be part of this project.
Where do you live? What area?
I live in Northwest Montana.
Montana? Let me, okay, so let me check with the company and see who is in Montana. And then
Whitefish, Montana is where she is, where my dentist is, and they're very advanced. I mean, I was shocked to find one here.
Yeah, can you write to me at BioScan at QTWE.net, and then I can send you the information on that. Yeah, we can go into detail on that.
So we don't have our results back yet, our scan results. So will I be able to kind of look at that and get an idea where the issue is?
Oh, okay.
When we get our results back.
I am testing you. You're on the remote study, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you sent in your first test? Did we do your base test yet? I think we did.
We sent in our samples about a month ago, but we're still waiting to get the scan thing back. And I did send an email, and she said that she would send it, but then we haven't heard back.
I have tested you. I'll go
That
in
was
there.
yesterday.
Yeah, she had some issues, so I'll go back in and send it to you. I tested your
Okay.
results last week. Donna's my
Oh, okay.
secretary, and she's had,
Yes.
her partner.
I thought, yeah, she's had some kind of thing happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't pursue.
I'm sorry for the delay, but we'll
Yeah.
get those reports to you.
That's okay. That's
Okay.
okay. It'll be interesting to find out and have a look. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Linda. Okay, Corinne.
Hey, just a quick question, Darlene, and thank you. All of you guys are amazing. So is it, Darlene, in all instances or in a few that the tooth is stressing the organ, or is the organ stressing the tooth? Like, can it be one or the other? Can do you pick that up?
Interesting
I
question.
would say, now that I've been working with, I would say the tooth causes the issues over time. Yeah.
Wow.
And then the organ gets more inflamed, and yeah, I see that really in a common testing. Yeah, and when people their inflammation's not decreasing, we always look at the tooth.
Wow. So it's a combination, maybe.
Yes. Oh, yes.
I mean, that's fascinating because you often wonder, like, what we're taught in hygiene, cleansing, like, flossing, and I floss everywhere. And then come to find out, even some of the flosses were toxified. And I'm going, well, why not? Yeah, I know, Tracy, right, guys? It's just like we stuck with Glide Floss because I felt really good into that. And so, yeah, to hear that. Thank you, Darlene.
Also,
Thank you
the fluoride treatments that we've had over the years, how it's damaging our, pineal gland. So, we're learning. We're learning.
Yep.
And as we can be accountable, and we have these kind of reports, and you take the initiative to go outside your box and look at your health in a different way, then you're going to have better results.
I just thought of something. So Corinne, what's really good, that's even better than flossing, is water pick. And I just thought of something because Darlene said to gargle with MMS. What if you did a water pick with MMS?
I do water picks with MMS.
Of course you do.
Also, I will tell you, there's a protocol, and I can post that. It's Dr. Hummel's protocols. And basically, when you do the MMS on your teeth, now it removes plaque and decay. And over time, now when you mix it in water, it looks yellow. But what it does, it makes your teeth whiter. And it's pulling off that plaque. So when I was in, I did basically the holistic dentist, she does ozone, the dental hygienist.
Yes.
No fluoride. She just, and she was able to get that off, and it comes off real easy. And also, you can also do MMS enemas as well. That, remember Dr. A talked about the plaque in our colon wall? Okay. Yeah. All right, guys, this is another way that you can remove debris that's causing our issues. So when Dr. A mentioned that, I was just like, oh, a light bulb went off, because yes, and I know, because I get colonics, and I have MMS enemas, and they're very important to do, but don't mix it too strong. You just want to do maybe 5 drops and 24 ounces of water. That's all. You don't want to, do it too harsh.
So what does MMS? Oh, Jude answered it. I just posted the website for Dr. Humble's protocols.
And there's also a Telegram channel you can go to, and it mentions all the protocols.
Huh.
foot baths. You can put it in your foot bath. It's really good for, helping with the liver. So anything you can do to detoxify the toxins that are in our body, that's the best way to go.
Thank you. Thank
But
you.
not aggressively, like, yes, you can do it too quickly. But over time, just be consistent and, like once every 3 weeks, 4 weeks, do a MMS, cleanse. But when it comes to my teeth, I do a MMS probably 2 or 3 times a week. Because
Okay.
I like the whitening effect.
Yeah, beautiful teeth.
It's cheap.
Beautiful smile. She's got
Yeah.
a beautiful smile.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Tracy. That pick, that water pick. We're going to pull it back out, guys. Thank you, Darlene.
Oh,
Tracy.
let me give you one tip. Okay.
Sweet.
So biofilm builds in the water line of a water pick. So it's really helpful if you clear that biofilm, and you can use iodine to clean it. Because I used to work in dentistry, and we used to have these straws that the dentist could use to keep their lines free of biofilm. But I'll tell you, most of them are too cheap to even buy them, which is really sad. They say, oh, we flush it. It doesn't matter if you flush it with water, the biofilm still accumulates in the tubing. But iodine will kill all of that biofilm and bacteria. And I do recommend using that for your water pick.
Thank you so much.
And
This is
my
brilliant.
the water pick I have is built into my toothbrush, and it's a little holder that you put the fluid in. So it pretty much cleans itself. It's not, there's some new ones out now that are attached to the sonic toothbrush.
Oh, and then
And
you
it's
know what? I just thought of something. If you're putting MMS in your water pick, that itself will clean your
you're
lungs.
disinfecting. And just know that MMS is a water purifier. That's what it is. They put it in our water. And a lot of times when you think you're smelling the bleach, that's not. It's the MMS that they're using.
So, Darlene, Ambika put a question in the chat. Can you see that and answer that?
See, I have CDs.
I'll read it. I'll read it if you want. It says, so I have sodium chloride and the citric acid bought in 2020. Never quite knew how much of each to add. Then was told to use lemon juice instead of citric acid or mixing grapefruit juice. So I used to have a bit of this. If I spent in a group, all vaxxed people, spent time in a group and felt spike protein, but have not used any since. I drink a tea called Nila Vembu Kudinir, keeps me healthy. So what do you want to say about mixing it with lemon juice or
Well,
grape?
you need vitamin C to activate it, and that's the absorbic acid. So yeah, Dr. Hummel found that if you don't mix it with you put the two together, the sodium chloride and also the absorbic acid, and you let it turn yellow. Then you add the fluid, the
And it's
water.
equal parts, right? Like a drop of each or 2 drops of each.
Right. And usually about 3 drops of each is sufficient.
Yeah, and CDS, let me explain the difference because I actually interviewed Dr. Andreas Kalker about CDS. So MMS, you just take each solution, and Darlene just said put 3 drops and 3 drops and let it turn yellow as it activates. CDS is what you do is you do the same thing, okay, in like a glass or a shot glass is what I've used. And then you put that shot glass in a hermetically sealed or like a sealed container. I use the rubber kind that you clamp down, and you fill that container with water. So as to not go over the lip of the shot glass, but just around it. And you let it sit for 24 hours. And what happens is the solution inside the shot glass gases into the water. Okay. And then you do it a second time, and then you have something called chlorine dioxide solution, which is very similar to the MMS, but it's a little bit more palatable and it is, I want to say it's alkaline. So, but anyways, it's the same basic ingredients. It's just the off gassing of it. And so that's what CDS actually is.
Mhm.
It's not the same as chlorine. It's chlorine dioxide, which is different, right? Darlene, do you want to explain that?
Well, it's just not in the bleach chemistry. Yeah, it's not chlorine bleach.
Yeah, Jim Humble has a really great book that you guys can find online if you want more
It's
information.
free now. Yeah, you can download it.
Oh, cool. And just
Yeah.
so you guys know, if you have a Kindle and you ever download a book, like you have a PDF on your computer, you can email that PDF to your Kindle and then you can read it on your Kindle. So you're not,
Mm.
using a whole computer.
Yeah. Or use books, your app books. We'll do that too.
On your Kindle?
On your phone, even.
Oh, I love using my
Yeah.
Kindle. Gosh, my Kindle's
Yeah.
light and easy. All right, you guys, does anybody else have questions? No? Okay, I want to thank Connie and Wayne so much for, just sharing everything. And Connie, please send me a message. I really would love to speak with you. And you can reach me at tracy@qtwe.net. I love having real life examples of, things that we can do. And Darlene, of course, I love you so much. Thank you for all that you do for our members and for the rest of us here. You're
My
such a great
pleasure.
friend. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't Darlene, you guys. So I owe her the world.
We owe
So,
you by bringing out all this information and taking the time to interview everybody with these testimonials. That's so important
well,
because I
thank
can only do so much.
Oh,
This
it's
is
my
really good.
favorite.
It just verifies all the testimonials. It just complements. So I'm appreciative that you're here, Tracy.
I love you. All right, Jude, one more question and then we'll wrap.
Yeah, just a quick one. I've had my baseline done, and do people normally contact you when they want to chat, or do we wait? Because I've got to wait for my home system to come to do the second one 2 months after that. So do we wait for that before I contact you?
Well, we can go over your first base test, and there's a link where the reports were sent, and you can go to my Cality appointment and book an appointment.
Okay. Because I'm in New Zealand, so it's kind of my very early morning here.
So just find a time that you feel it'll kind of set it to your time zone and that you can book with me.
Okay.
And I take appointments about 4 times a week. Yeah, with people. Yeah.
Right.
Awesome.
Thank
Okay, you guys.
I want to thank Connie and Wayne for taking their time to do this. Thank you.
Happy to do it. Thank you. And trust you all have a beautiful breakthrough week and continue to get healthier and healthier.
Absolutely. And so it is.
So it is.
Okay, you guys have a beautiful rest of your day and we will see you maybe in Key.
All
Love
right.
you guys.
Bye.
Thank you, Lady
Bye.
Tracy.
Thank you.
Hi, everybody.